And I think you asked me to introduce myself, and I will prefer to really talk about what I think are ideas and challenges, and I also try using my own perspective to motivate the young entrepreneurs. Because we have internet, people can read more about everyone here, right? But my name, the basic, is Ahmed Adamu. I'm a university lecturer at Nile University of Nigeria. I'm an economist. I want to start by telling you a story of a young man, a picture actually I saw on social media. A young person was holding a placard. And in the placard, he wrote, "My name is Joseph something." And he said he graduated with 2-1 in public administration. And he said, President Buhari, Asiwaju Tinubu, Rajiv Fashola, Dangote, give me job. That's what he said. Please, I need job. And this is someone with a degree grade of 2-1 public administration in 21st century. And he's begging for job. From who? From minister, from president, from politicians. And this tells you that there is a problem with his belief system. If you have a public administration degree, you spend 4 years in the university, you graduate and you are asking president to give you a job, then all of us, we have to hold a placard and go to the street and ask president to give us a job, right? Yes. If president can call you and give you a job just by doing that, then it's very easy to get a job. But what about thinking of what he can do for himself? What about thinking of entrepreneurial idea? He doesn't have that belief. And that's why when we are talking about entrepreneurship, we have to talk about belief system, because all behavior is belief driven. If you do something, it's because you believe you can do it. Francis is doing this because he believes he can do it. And if you believe you can benefit from him, you will do it. So if you're not doing something, it's because you don't believe in it. So if you have poverty and you're not doing anything, it's because you believe you cannot do anything about it. And this also reminds me of a story of a Hausa comedian, I think in a movie. He's late now. We call him Ibro. And Ibro, one day, he was facing poverty. He has a lot of debts, and he doesn't know what to do with his life. And he said, okay, what was he thinking to do? He just thought of going into politics. Okay, now if you have poverty, unemployment, you are jobless, the best thing you can do is to go to politics, right? That's what he's trying to demonstrate. That's the common belief among people. Okay, the easiest way to make money is not entrepreneurship, it's politics. And in 2019 election alone, I myself have contested for House of Rep. And I know how much we spend during the electioneering process. If you put together the money politicians spend during the electoral process, from the primary election, put together all the candidates, state assembly reps, senate, governors, president, all the money spent during the election, especially those that didn't make it to the election, put together these resources. If all of them will have put that into entrepreneurship, into businesses, into companies, how many more people can they employ? Myself, let me give you an example. I spent more than 10 million in my election, and I didn't win the primary election. And how many more didn't win primary election in 2019 election for 360 seats in the National Assembly that spent at least 10 million? Put that together, how much is it? If we didn't participate in the politics, we put that into entrepreneurship, into business, by now we might have been employing some people. I'm not saying that don't go into politics. Politics is good sometimes, but don't just go to it because you just want to get money or just because to get rid of poverty. And when you look around in our joints, when 2 or more people meet together, their preoccupation, their concerns, their gist, their focus, their questions, everything is about politicians. When you see a group of people together, they talk about president, they talk about vice president, they talk about governor, they talk about politicians and politics. You don't see them talking about entrepreneurship. How would they move themselves? How do they develop their personal skills? No one is talking about that. And there is this reticular activating system in our brain that gives us answer to our questions. If your gist, your focus, your questions are about politics, then you get answers in the area of politics. But if you ask questions about entrepreneurship, how to improve yourself, how to make money, how to create wealth, then you have answers to that. And sometimes we blame our situations to our leaders. We have poverty, we have unemployment. You say it's because of the president, because of the past president. No, you have to look inward. Blame it on yourself because there's something you are not doing. Because during that particular president that you blame, someone has already made it. But you didn't make it. Why? So ask yourself. Don't always bring excuses because forever there is always an excuse for you not to do anything. Anyone you see doing something, he has to avoid all these excuses and just do it despite the excuses. So impatience is another issue that I want to talk about. We want to get money now, and when you start making money, you start extravagant life, become into luxury life. That's one of the things that really holds us back. And we don't want to start small. We delay everything. We procrastinate even business. We want to have this big money for us to start. And no matter the kind of political leaders we have, it's not the quality or the skill of our leaders that really change our situation. It's our own quality and our own skills. We might have several elections. We can even conduct 100 elections. Our situations will not change. We might do all these revolutions. The situation will not change. The only thing that we can change and see changes in our lives is our mind. Changing our minds is the key to our success. It's the key to becoming that successful entrepreneurs that can impact in our lives. And this brings me to the issue of self-transformation. And that's the best form of revolution. Don't think about politicians. Don't blame any politician. Blame it on yourself. And for you to transform, I'm going to share 5 levels of transformation that I want you to follow so that you can transform yourself to that successful entrepreneur. And let me start with the number 1 is the behavior. The behavior is the thing that you are not doing that you want to start doing, or something that you are doing, I want to keep doing that. Okay, so identify the behavior that you want to really change, you want to transform in, which is entrepreneurship. Maybe you are now an entrepreneur now, and you want to start being an entrepreneur. So that's the behavior. Identify that and identify the kind of entrepreneurial skill or venture that you want to go into. And then the second step for transformation is capacity. You cannot be a successful entrepreneur without a skill. Building personal skills, building the qualities that are required to be successful entrepreneurs, joining Francis and learning those skills are the capacity building. And then the number 3 is checking into your belief system and your values. What do you believe? What you believe is what you become. If you say you can or you say you can't, either way you are correct. So whatever you tell yourself, your brain is dropping into your self-talk. Your self-talk is a program that your brain plays. So you have to check into your self-talk because that's what becomes your reality. Values, tapping into your motivation. What is your motive? Why do you need to be an entrepreneur? Check back into your poverty and what it cost you. And look at these challenges, the competition that you are in, and try to make difference in your life and the lives of others. And then the next thing is your identity. Anything you put after the word I am is the most powerful thing about you. I am bad. I am good. I can make it. I am not able. Anything you put after I am, that is coming back to you. So create that identity. What do you want to be identified? And the people with that kind of character, how do they behave? Who are their friends? Okay, and then your environment. Who do you spend time with? You are an average of 5 people you spend most of your time with. Okay, so check on your friends, the people that are not encouraging the lazy around, playing games, playing soccer. These are not your friends. You have to identify the entrepreneurially spirited friends and get associated with them. And we live in an era of transformation and creativity. Even if you go to school, you have this beautiful certificate, you have first class, that cannot guarantee your success in this century. Because if you are not creative, if school is not teaching you how to be creative and innovative, you are not going to excel. Even if you work in office, if you have business, if you are not creative and innovative, you are not going to succeed. So therefore, I always tell my students that your certificate is illusion. Tear your certificate, burn your certificate, and believe that your certificate does not exist. And like Francis said, we didn't go along with our certificate. My PhD certificate, for 4 years, I have not looked at it. What do I carry along with me? My knowledge, okay? So have that creativity, have that transformative tendency, and apply it wherever you are. And I have this also motivation to share with you about chasing money. Will you chase money, or will you wait for money to chase you? most people say they will chase money, but I say don't chase money. The money is supposed to be the one chasing you. And I'm going to show you what to do to make money chase you. Identify a problem and solve it. Let me give you an example. There was this media monopoly. I'm sure Mariam, she's going to share more about media monopoly. Media monopoly that you cannot say things that from your heart in the media because some people don't like what you have to say. And there's no way we can communicate and connect with each other. And someone, Mark, created Facebook to do what? To solve a problem of freedom of communication so that people can say their minds and people can connect. What he did was to solve problem. And what happened there? Money chased him. There was this big computer. Computer was like a refrigerator, as big as refrigerator was then. And someone said, oh, how can we solve this problem and bring computer size into its portable size? And that's Steve Jobs, right? And he created Mac computers. And that's a problem solving. And what happened there? Money chased him. The Google guys, they solved problems. They put out information out there for people to really search. They solved problems. And what happened there after? Money chased them. So what are you doing to solve problem? If you are chasing for money and you are not solving problem, money will be running against you, will not be following you. Money will not follow you. Money follows people. Are you among them? If you are not solving problem, if you are not doing the estate to solve housing problems, the money will not come to you. So just don't do things because people are doing it. You just go out on the street. People hawking, selling granite and maize, and they all suffer under the sun. But the money coming to them? Not necessarily, but you have to solve a problem. And young people, for us to be the successful entrepreneurs, we have to check into our values. Who are you without money, without power, without fame? If these things don't exist in life, then who are you? And this comes down to your value, to your behavior, your character. What do you think of yourself and your knowledge? So always checking into your character and then your values, what you stand for, so that even without money, you can still be happy. And I'm narrowing down to set perspective now. I'm not underrating the power of the politicians or the policymakers. They can still influence our situation. And we still need the mentorship. And I like what Francis is doing, the mentorship. Let's see people who are mentoring the young people to do all this. And no matter how brilliant your idea is, if you don't write it down, it doesn't exist. So ideas in your brain is like dream. But even if you have this brilliant idea, write it down. It becomes a commitment. It becomes a process. It becomes a strategy. It's something that you can choose to do it at any time. And I think we need this kind of platform to keep sharing more. He said it will teach you how to get 1 million a month. So imagine how many months Francis has spent so far making 1 million for himself. In how many businesses? Now, he just spoke to you about estate, many sugarcane. He's doing all this. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah, so he's a billionaire here. So I want you to follow him to the bank and check his bank account, okay? Just to make sure that he is making the 1 million for himself, so that if he can make it for himself, he can make it for you. But believe it, you don't have to see someone doing it. Belief is the key, my key message here, that you have to believe in yourself. You are all what you believe. All behavior is belief driven. If you believe you can, or you believe you can't, either way you are correct. So you become what you believe. If you want to believe that you are not successful, you are poor, you end up being poor and unsuccessful. But if you believe you will be successful and you'll be this great entrepreneur, you will become. So go back and check into your belief. There is nothing you cannot achieve. Aim higher, don't aim low. Like the saying said, the worst tragedy that can happen to you is to aim low and hit. But you can aim high and miss. But you are still achieving more than your reachable goals if you stay to reachable goals. So check into your belief. There is nothing you cannot achieve. Thank you.